Hey, welcome to RN Homesteading. I'm Nemesis. Smash that Lizzie like button. And out of everything that I can grow here at the house, the one thing I can't do is grow this channel without your help. Yo! Well, welcome, guys. Um, as you see, we've got lighting in front of us. This is not any ordinary lighting. This is not lighting to light up your living room or anything. These are basically what I'd like to call uncapped LEDs. So these LEDs have no diffuser on them, so they radiate the full amount of light that each one of these diodes emits. Now, we have three different brands here, Bestiva, Spider Farmer, and Mars Hydro. Um, these are all for indoor growing facilities. Bestiva, this is their cheaper one. They do make one that's more of a commercial grade variant, but I did not buy that because, well, I'm trying to do everything on a budget. I'm just growing veggies and herbs. That is it. It's stuff that I'm gonna have sitting on my breakfast counter, in the during the winter time. I've got a little table that's in my little grow room that it's not even really a grow room. It's just my side room that I start my seeds in, and I've got my worms in. Big deal. I can have some stuff growing in there because I've got these LED lighting. So the LED lighting, guys are new here, new to growing and all that stuff. You've got to be able to bring some kind of a light energy source inside if you're going to be growing without any kind of sunlight. As the days grow shorter, I don't have the option to have enough energy coming through a window for a plant to survive and actually produce fruit, right? Whether I'm doing herbs, I'm doing oh God, you can do a sprouts underneath all this stuff. Sprouts are amazing. I've been trying to get the wife to do a sprout video. It's gonna happen, guys. She's got this like sprout, couple of different sprout kits that she's gonna make videos on, guys. Mark my words, it's gonna happen. You guys got to help me hold her to it. Keep on asking when are we gonna get the sprout videos? I'm just saying, guys. You got to be like, Rianne, when are we getting sprout videos? You guys can spam it all in the comments down below. um, but these are the lights that are going to be basically providing the energy for your plants to get big and tall. These are called full spectrum lights. Um, any kind of commercial indoor grow, this is the equipment that they're all using or a variation of it. These are for smaller areas. Each one of these lights is for anywhere from a 2x2 to a 3x3 foot area. And it'll cover it very nicely. This is the middle one is your cheapest option. This Bestiva. This is about a $50-$60 light kit coming off of Amazon. So this thing has two modes on there. It's got a bloom mode and a vegetative mode. Bloom is whenever it's like you're going into flowering. Vegetative is, of course, when it's growing up before it starts to produce its flowers and creating its fruit or its seed. Whether you're growing herbs or regular flowers that you're bringing indoors, you're growing roses inside, tomatoes, whatever it may be. Note also that if you are bringing veggies inside to grow and they are not self-pollinating, guess who's sitting there with a Q-tip pollinating everything as the flowers open up? It's going to be you guys. You have to play the part of the bee that pollinates. And you just go through with a Q-tip and rub it on all the little flowers, and typically you'll be good to go. But this is more on the lighting side of things, not during the grow cycle of questions. You guys, if you guys ever have questions on how to grow something, or you're having issues growing some, certainly post them down below. If I can't answer it, maybe one of the awesome viewers will be able to help steer you in the right direction. I'd love to build a community of helpful growers that, commercial growers, usually they've already got this stuff figured out. It's us at home growers or people who are growing for the very first time that are going to need the most help. Now, does it mean that I know everything? Oh, heck no. I've only been growing for a couple of years. So, I'm getting good at germinating seeds. Um, if I can not kill them before they get to about 6 to 7 inches, oh, I'm good. I'm good to go. Have I killed a few plants? Oh, heck yeah. If you're not, it's like no, not very many people like just right off the rip, are just this perfect grower. You're gonna run into issues, especially if you're, not used to doing it. So expect to have issues at all times with it, but enjoy the experience, that knowing the next time it's not going to be so bad. And that's where the experience of like something as simple as this lighting. What's good lighting? Would I consider this good lighting? For like seedlings, sure. For vegetative, this does not. The LEDs don't produce enough energy. To me, these would be good supplemental lighting where you're just trying to add a little bit. You don't need a whole lot because you've already got these bad boys rolling, and your plant's getting tall, and you want to get a light going all the way around the side where these ones are just raining down from above. Think of these all like raindrops of light energy. And each one of these are all dripping straight down. Well, this one could be dripping straight out and hitting some of the areas that these won't grab because they're concentrated from above. But that's like kind of tweaking your grow. These are things that you do to tweak something. Not that you have to have supplemental lighting like this. But this is good for like seedlings. It's not too intense, but it's not so weak that it can't be utilized either. This is good for something, a couple of like 1 or 2 plants up until about I'd say 6, 7 inches, or some flowers that don't need a lot of light energy. These will be perfect for. Something that needs more light energy, like a tomato, chili peppers, your herbs, you're going to need to step it up, right? And this one's your $60 option, or $50 option. This one starts off at like $66, but then you got shipping. This one's off of Amazon, so it's like about $50-ish with free shipping if you got Amazon Prime. This one from Spider Farmers, like $66, so I would factor in probably about $85 shipped. Mars Hydro, this one starts off at $100 right here. What's the difference between the Spider Farmer and the Mars Hydro? This one is a 3.3 foot area. This one's a 2x2. Right? Hold on here. Hold on. They recommend this one to be a 2 foot by 2 foot. Reaches 3 foot by 3 foot. Same thing with this. This is a 2 foot by 2 foot on the Mars Hydro over here. And maximum reach is 3.3 by 3.3. So this one's got just a smidgen more spread on reach on there. Does that mean this one's better than this one? No. What I like the Mars Hydro one versus this one is that this one has dimmable LEDs in there. These two are fixed LEDs. In other words, you turn them on and they are full powered. This one's got 2 sets of LED switches you could turn on, so you've got 50% power in one spectrum, 50% power in the other spectrum, and then both together. Now they're both switches on this one are full spectrum. It's just that one will give more red or one will give more blue. or you put them together and you get what I like to say is blurple with a lot of white light. So you don't get that purplish hue that's really annoying on the eyes and cameras. Um, but it's not the right blue spectrum to get. It's UVA, which we'll get into that in another video. But the spectrums are not perfect to where it really should be for growing. It does have some benefit, but not fully. But this is good enough for somebody to start off with. It is a perfect option, and they do have them where they're double the size. So if you've got a 2 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot area to grow in, you can get a double one of these. You'd be like $100 on it, and you'll have enough light energy to suit all of your needs. Same thing with the Spider Farmer and the Mars Hydro, that you do have bigger ones. You do not need to go get a $500 light kit though. Stay away from the thought that you got to have the best of the best. As long as you're getting your light readings the way you should, if you're supposed to have 200 ppfd, it's like ppfd is like photon particles at a certain distance, and you can sit there and you can measure it off with a meter like this, which is a par meter, or you can actually do it off of your phone. There is a ppfd app for Android and iOS, and the only thing you need to do with that app is you take a piece of printer paper like this, a little corner, and you cover up your front lens with it. The paper will still let light photons go through. You're using it as like a little buffer with the paper in there, and it gives it a better reading. Is it perfect? No. Does it have to be perfect? No. As long as you're in the ballpark of where it should be. If you're aiming for 200 ppfd and it's 205, you're good. Or if it's 190, you're fine. You're not going to make or break something for being just a little off. As long as you have an idea of you're not burning your seedling with more than 200 ppfd. You're not burning your plant that's trying to grow in vegetative state with more than 500 ppfd. And we're not even going to get into like some of the indoor tricks that they're able to get these plants to absorb more energy. We're just taking basic grows here. Your vegetative state, you know, it's like you're going to be anywhere from 200 to 500 ppfd. Depends on the plant. If it's a plant that likes shade, it's not going to need as much light energy. You can tone that down way down, because you don't want that plant, like for instance, lettuce. If you slap it with too much sun energy and it gets too warm, well, it goes to seed. So you got to kind of play with that. Know thy plant. There is no definitive, you have to have this much for all plants at all times. It's not outside. Outside's not even that consistent. I'm just saying. So as long as you're in the ballpark of where you should be, and then and some of it takes a little experience, you know, like if I was growing lettuce, I would probably have that at 300 ppfd for 18 hours a day with my LEDs. Would be just fine. I might even step it back a little bit more, a little further, maybe do like maybe 16 hours of light with that, with a lettuce with it at, you know, 300 ppfd. And I bet you those lettuces would go absolutely bonkers. Now, distance wise, how far away should these be? Now, with the fixed LEDs, that you like, this one has no way to dim it. So basically, if I want 200 ppfd, I've got to have a sensor, and then I'm just raising or lowering the light to achieve the amount of the energy raindrops falling out of this at that height. So whatever height it takes to get 300 ppfd, that's the height that you're going to be at. So on a system like this, you absolutely need to make sure that you have that free PPFD app on here, a little piece of paper, and then just get a ballpark of where the light strength is at, and you're good to go. It doesn't have to be rocket science. We are not trying to, reinvent outside. We're just trying to have some features of outside inside. Same thing with this one. You'll be raising and lowering this one, and then playing with how many of the switches you have on. Depends on if all the LEDs are on or off. And then this one over here, the reason why this one's $100 is, again, this one's dimmable. So now this one gets a little interesting. This one, I try to make sure for this that I have enough coverage for the width of my plant. So my plant being young and compact, I'm going to have this a lot closer to it. Maybe a foot, 18 inches away. And I'll probably have it at maybe 25% light with it at while it's in veg. But again, I'm taking my par meter here and I'm measuring this to see if I'm in that, depending on the plant that I'm growing, it depends on what I'm doing, but I'll be anywhere from 200 to 500 ppfd with this light, with it in veg state. And then once the plant's outer leaves get to this width, that's when I really start lifting this light away so that I'm getting more coverage. It's all about that coverage being wider than the plant base, because we know how most plants they kind of taper off towards the top, and that tapering allows that light to penetrate all the way to the bottom. So let's take advantage of that, right? Whether you're growing on a breakfast table like I'm going to be doing, or if you are setting up a little bedroom, a closet that you're going to be growing all your veggies in, I would say try to get it pushed out to a window that's going to get a little bit of sunlight. I mean, a little bit of sunlight's better than absolutely no sunlight. Unless you're trying to grow, like, how can I put it? Like a humid climate plant. Right, a plant that thrives in high humidity, then you might get a grow tent so that you can isolate the environment of the humidity and then be able to ventilate the high humid air out as you are bringing in fresh air back into that growing tent. But that depends on what you're doing. Me and the wife will be setting up every year. We have stuff on our breakfast bar that we've only we use for parties, but during the wintertime it houses our outdoor plants and anything else that we are planning on growing indoors. And considering that we're getting more involved with growing, I've got a little grow rack set up, as you guys have seen in the past with starting all the seeds. I have that, and then my breakfast bar over here. So I've got two different areas, be able to put these light kits down, check out different light kits with these plants and see how these plants thrive with some of my cheaper options all the way to my more expensive options. So that'll be a test that I'll be doing over the course of this winter. And then, stuff like this where, I tested it out. This was good for germinating seeds, but really isn't good for vegging out plants. There's just not enough energy coming out of this. You basically got to have this one really close to whatever it is to get 200 ppfd. I need more ppfd when I'm going in the most vegetative cycles for most plants, unless it's a shade plant. Then it doesn't need that much. You can go with the 200 ppfd, and this is probably just fine. But a lot of the other stuff that you're going to be, you can grow anything that fruits, whether you're doing chili peppers, tomatoes, herbs, they're going to want more light. So these are going to be some of your better options. Depends on what your budget is. And then of course, like I was saying, get yourself, either use your phone or get yourself a cheap little par meter like this. You can get these ones off of Amazon for I don't know, $20-30. And this way, if you get a cheaper option that doesn't have a dimming feature on there like these two, then at least you can set the height of your light kit so that you're not cooking your plants before they even try to put any kind of fruit out for you. Give them the best chance possible, right? So we'll be doing some more videos with supplemental lighting, pros and cons on that. That would be in addition to these lights, but not on this video. I figured this one will talk about the light kits themselves and ways to implement them. Once we start bringing our plants in for the year, I will show you setting up these lights for your grow systems and ways to be able to have, because these lights are bright. I don't want to put these on and like have them pointed at me because I won't be able to see anything else for at least a couple of minutes. But because they're so intense like that, it's like you've got to be able to put these up and then have a way to where they don't just blind you when you're walking by also. So definitely be stay tuned with all that I'm going to be doing with the plants that we're going to be having growing this winter. So give this a big old muddy thumbs up on this video for the knowledge drop. If you guys are interested in more content talking about the tech that you're going to need in order to bring your summer garden and turn it into your winter garden and actually bring it indoors, because that's what we're going to be transitioning to. We're what is it? We're zone 5B. So like we're like Chicagoland area. We see winter. It's getting to that time of the year where I've planted out my last little bit of lettuce, and a few other things out there that it's going to be my end of the year harvest for outside. This is it. It's the last of it. I know it's wild to think that we're almost done with this year, 2024. It's almost done. Wow. And now we're going to be looking at transitioning to indoor gardening, where I'm going to need you guys to help me do this. We need to get the wifey. We need to get Rianne. So I need everybody put some comments down below going, when are we going to get some sprouts videos? You guys want to learn about some sprouts and the benefits of growing sprouts and why you should eat sprouts? Guys, put the comments in down below asking Rianne where she's at with the sprouts videos. I'm just saying, we need sprout videos. I've been hemming and hawing on her about making some sprout videos, but she needs to do it. I've pulled the stuff out. She sees it. She knows it's there. I need you to help me hold her accountable for this. So certainly put some comments in down below. While you're down there, smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. And like always, may your thumbs always be green. I'll see you on the next one.